Picture this: a grocery store with no music, no free bags. You need a quarter just to get a shopping cart. The aisles are cramped. There are only 3 types of pasta sauce instead of 30. And somehow, this company is about to become the 3rd largest grocery chain in America. While Walmart and Kroger are spending millions making stores more comfortable, Aldi is doing the exact opposite. They're making shopping worse, and it's working so well, they just committed over $5 billion to U.S. expansion. So here's the question that should keep every grocery executive up at night. How is a company that removes convenience absolutely dominating? Let's be honest about what Aldi is asking you to accept. No background music while you shop. No calling the store to check if they have what you need. You want a bag? Bring your own or buy one. That shopping cart? You're literally depositing a quarter, like it's a rental car. And when you're done, you're the one returning it to get your money back. The stores themselves are tiny, about 1/6 the size of a Walmart. Instead of seeing Coca-Cola, Oreos, and Tide, you're staring at brands you've never heard of. Limited hours, minimal staff. Every single modern retail trend says this shouldn't work. Customer experience is supposed to be king, right? Amazon built an empire on convenience. Whole Foods charges premium prices for ambiance. Target turns shopping into an aesthetic. But Aldi? Aldi looked at the entire grocery industry playbook and said, what if we did the opposite? Here's where it gets interesting. This isn't some Silicon Valley disruption play. This goes back to 1913 Germany, a small family grocery shop run by the Albrecht family. Then World War II devastated Germany's economy. People were broke, really broke. And Theo and Karl Albrecht, the founder's sons, faced a choice. They could try to compete with other stores on selection and experience, or they could compete on the one thing that mattered most to people with empty wallets: price. But here's the critical decision they made. They wouldn't lower prices by lowering quality. They would lower prices by eliminating everything that didn't directly contribute to getting food on shelves cheaply. Think about that for a second. Most companies cut costs when they're struggling. Aldi built cost discipline into its DNA from day one. That's not a tactic, that's an identity. And that decision in post-war Germany is why, decades later, American shoppers are plugging quarters into shopping carts. Let's break down how this actually works, because it's absolutely ruthless. First, nearly 90% of everything in Aldi is private label. You know what that means? When you buy pasta sauce at Kroger, you're paying for Prego's marketing budget, their negotiation with the store, their distribution network, and their brand premium. Aldi cuts out all of that. They control manufacturing. They control sourcing. They set the price. And here's the kicker. When you find something you love at Aldi, you can't buy it anywhere else. That's not just cost savings. That's customer lock-in. Second, limited selection. 3 types of pasta sauce instead of 30. Sounds terrible, right? But here's what that actually does. Every single product you add to a store increases logistics costs, inventory storage, spoilage risk, and negotiation time. By carrying fewer items, Aldi buys in massive bulk. Bulk buying drives prices down. Simplicity drives efficiency up. Third, those tiny stores, 1/6. The size of Walmart means lower rent, lower electricity, fewer employees, and faster expansion. You can open 6 Aldi stores for the real estate cost of 1 supercenter. Now that quarter cart system everyone complains about? Most grocery stores hire employees specifically to collect carts from parking lot. Aldi looked at that and said, what if the customer did that job for 25 cents? One tiny inconvenience saves millions in labor costs annually. No free bags? That's not being cheap. That's transferring cost. No music? Licensing fees eliminated? Can't call the store? Employee time is too valuable for inventory questions. Even the packaging doubles as display. Products arrive in boxes that become shelf displays. Workers just roll them out. No stocking items one by one. Here's what most people miss. None of these things sound like a big deal individually. A quarter for a cart? Whatever. Bring your own bag? Fine. No music? Who cares? Limited selection? I'll adapt. But stacked together, they create the most ruthless cost structure in American retail. This is discipline, and discipline compounds. While traditional grocery chains are fighting over customer experience scores and brand partnerships, Aldi is fighting over margin control. And here's why that matters right now. When inflation hits, who wins? Aldi. When consumers tighten budgets, who wins? Aldi. When competitors struggle with bloated cost structures, who expands? Aldi. That $5.3 billion expansion isn't random. It's calculated, because once you've built the most efficient cost model in your industry, scale becomes a weapon. Every new store makes the entire system stronger. And here's something else. Aldi is privately owned. They don't answer to shareholders every quarter. They don't need to show growth in customer satisfaction score. They don't need flashy Super Bowl commercials. They just need to execute consistently. And consistency beats hype every single time. So let's be honest about what's actually happening here. Aldi isn't winning because they're innovative. They're not using AI or gamifying the shopping experience or creating some revolutionary app. They're winning because they're disciplined. And discipline is way harder than innovation. Most companies try to add features to compete. Aldi removes them. Most retailers increase complexity as they grow. Aldi reduces it. Most businesses cut costs reactively when times get tough. Aldi built their entire model around cost from day one. They made a choice that most companies are too afraid to make. They accepted that some customers would absolutely hate the experience. They knew some people would walk in, see no name brands, get annoyed about the cart quarter, and never come back. And they were okay with that because they focused intensely on a specific value exchange. You sacrifice comfort, you gain savings. That clarity is incredibly powerful. So here's the real question. And it's not whether Aldi is better than Walmart or Kroger. The real question is, can traditional grocery stores even survive against a model designed around cost efficiency instead of experience? Because if American consumers continue prioritizing price over ambiance, and with inflation, they are, Aldi's growth won't slow down. It will accelerate. We just broke down the strategy that's quietly reshaping American retail. If you want more deep dives like this, not surface-level business news, but the actual decisions that shape industries, hit that follow button and drop a comment. Would you trade convenience for lower prices? Or does the shopping experience still matter to you? Because that answer might determine which grocery chains survive the next decade.